Hey Indies, I'm back with another video, and this one is super exciting. Now I told you guys I was going to hit you with all of the vlogs and the content that I recorded from this past prom season, and so here we are with another one. Now I tried out this double boning method technique, and I'm going to admit, you guys, it gave me everything it needed to give. I absolutely got my life. Now, before I get into this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I am just super excited because I told you I'm going to bring you more plus size related content. And honestly, this is what you guys have been asking for forever. And so I'm like, okay, I'm in a space right now where I want to dedicate majority of my YouTube to plus size related content. And this one is super dope because this client, she was about like an H cup, I cup, something up in that nature, where it was just somewhere outside of the typical bra cup size. So I know you guys were gonna be definitely looking for some secrets or some sort of key things that you could potentially try to get your fitting and your clients to the next stage, especially if you're doing plus size, anything that's over like a size 10 or whatever. So this client, again, she had an I cup bust, or it was like an I cup, J cup, I don't know, it was just a super big size. You guys obviously see her cup size, and this right here was actually at our first fitting. Now, she was actually doing a pageant, so it was super cool because she came to me because she knew your girl likes to snatch the girls up, you know, anything that's sort of kind of in the, you know, we got to do something outside of the norm. I want a piece of it. So she came to me for her gown. And so what I did was I was able to pretty much create what I wanted to create. She was super open. And when she told me her idea, I told her, I said, you know, would you be willing to let me freestyle? And she was just like, absolutely. And so we got to the nitty gritty. She told me her color was supposed to be red. And this was actually supposed to be a full velvet gown, you guys. I actually changed it at the fitting. So that's why in the first clip, you see an actual full velvet gown. It was going to be full velvet with gloves. And I actually ended up having enough fabric left over to get this done. So when she came in, I prepared to go ahead and start cutting pretty much her V shape. I had the base already prepped at the bottom. I cut her V shape in, and it was super cool because this was my first time doing this on a corset, first time doing this for a plus size client. And she was super open. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. So what I did was I actually sliced it down the middle. And then I took charcoal and I made my markings on the actual corset because I had to take it in. So in my head, I knew if I went on ahead and made the markings in the center front where I didn't have to do any alterations, I should be able to keep the chalk markings there and, you know, come back to it. So even with me, you know, pinning it to the corset, I actually had to take it apart so I can do the proper alterations. But we got so much done at our first fitting, and I was super excited because, again, first time doing a V, never done it before, and my client was just super open. She was aware that this is for YouTube, and she was just like, yeah, I'm down for whatever. So you guys are really seeing me bring a dress to life, and she had no idea what her embellishments was going to be. So that was, you know, cool. She just trusted the process. Now here I am actually doing a double boning method. Now where she had the curving, the bending in the first video, you'll see where I had the fitting issues. And so I want to be very clear, or want to make sure that you guys actually saw the difference in the two. Now with this, I reached out to one of my business owner friends to ask them, you know, do you have any 3/4 boning? Because I'd heard about this double boning method, and so I was almost positive that, you know, if I wasn't even able to get still boning, I still should be able to try this method with what I had. So that was what was super cool about it. So I used 1/2 Rigelene boning, and I used 3/4 polyester boning, and y'all, it slid right into there. And once it slid in there, of course you're gonna see I had a couple issues or whatever, but for the most part it slid in there without any issues. And when my client came for her second fitting, it literally gave me a completely different fit. I was very impressed, so much so I actually tried it again for a wedding fitting that I just had this past weekend. It worked. It worked, y'all. It worked. So, Rigelene boning, 1/2 inch, black or white, depending on you, and then 1/4 polyester boning is what you'll need to do the new, to be able to slide that boning right in for it to fit. And again, if you don't have steel boning, I think this is just a way to get double reinforcement. And you guys know I do 90% plus size clientele, bust size that's over a triple D cup and things like that. So for me, I needed this technique to be a win, okay? I needed this technique to be a win, and it absolutely was. Now, after I secured it to the inside of the corset, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the mannequin so you guys can see what this looks like. Now you see that little faint line in the center. I was so happy that my charcoal line, it withstood, all of the alterations that we had to do, because I actually removed the complete back panel for you guys, for my customer, to prepare for that next fitting. So we went from a size 18 mannequin, which was what she was fitting on in the first clip, to a size 10 mannequin. And all I was saying to myself is, Lord, I pray I didn't take too much out. I pray it fits like a glove. But I could tell by how it was fitting on the mannequin that it fit really well. It fit really well. So in that first clip, you guys also saw me go ahead and cut that V shape onto her corset. And so now, based off of what I did in her first fitting, this is where we are. And so now I'm going to go ahead, I cut out the excess fabric that I tucked back at the fitting, and I'm going to go ahead and tuck that lining back. And for me to achieve this, you guys, I actually did a fully lined skirt. So I had the sequin on the outside, the lining on the inside, and it was already fully lined, put together, stitched together, flipped inside out with the zipper in before I attached it here. So when I attached it here, the zipper is already inserted in the back. So it was a fully complete skirt. Okay, so if you guys are going to do this method, you're going to do an extended corset and attach your skirts to your base. You have to make sure that the base is done. Okay, you have to make sure the base is complete, and you have to make sure your skirt is complete. And for me, it made the transition very seamless. As you guys can see, I'm just pinning this on here. I don't have no problems for real, and I just want to share with you guys that this was a plus size client, and plus size for her would be about a 14, 16. She was more top heavy than bottom, but she had both bust and hips. And you have to really trust the process. And so I've gone through this process enough times with clients, knowing how the busting works, that whole little thing where I know you gotta do what you gotta do. So I ended up doing my embellishments at the top. I feel like I went in, like I said, she had no idea what I was gonna do. I actually created the trees from scratch. I ordered mirror pieces, and I used 2 appliqué beading panels. So that's 1 pair. So 2 pairs plus the trees, which were created from scratch, and then the mirror pieces, which I ended up having to glue on there. And then we did an extended corset. And honestly, my customer, she was super satisfied. She loved the gown. This was her first time going through the entire custom process. And so I was super excited that first we got those busts to live, but 2, we was able to try a new method. And this is my customer at her pageant. Now I know it's a little blurry, but I wanted to show you guys what it was that we were preparing for. If you guys are loving this type of content, or you want to see more like this, I have more videos to edit Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you want to see below. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.